For more on Apple's latest quarter, let's bring in Fast Money friend Gene Munster, partner at Loop. Gene, great to have you with us. Do you just look through to next year and think, things are going to get better, and they're eventually going to make every single sale that had been delayed that we've seen so far?
For the most part, I think that's accurate. They're going to capture this supply constraint. The way I would like to think of it is 2021 supply pain is 2022 sales gains. And we need to peel back some of the layers here. And if I can briefly do that and use Josh's reporting as my framework for this, I think it was incredibly insightful, his conversation with Tim Cook. And if we apply those comments, I won't go through them line item by line item, but essentially they would have beat by a little bit for the September quarter. They would have guided December, if not for this, to about 124 billion in revenue. The street was at 118 billion. That I'm using a solid revenue growth number of 5% as my benchmark there. And so that gets to a 12% year-over-year growth number off some very difficult comps. And so I want to kind of fast forward. We can get our heads, I can get my head wrapped around the numbers pretty easily in the near term and kind of miss the bigger picture here. But we have a very difficult comp in December, like much more difficult than meets the eye. They're comping against the iPhone shift in timing a year ago. That is their 50, 60% of their revenue, and yet still they're going to have, let's call it 5% growth with an increasing supply chain. And what when you put all this together, the company is growing, call it 10% plus, 10, 12% plus. Dan said it right. Most people think next year could be flat-ish. I think street revenue is for like up 4%. But if we take anything away from the results here, is that this company, something bigger is going on here. And I've been a long time positive on what Apple, what their trajectory is. But I think this accelerating digital transformation is significant. It's going to impact all of 2022 and beyond. And I think Apple will ultimately, we will be surprised by what their revenue growth is next year. I think it's going to be closer to 10% than 4%.
Gene, there had been some belief that there would be a lower cost iPhone unveiled in the early part of 2022. And I'm wondering, for every iPhone that is delayed in terms of a sale, a 13 that's delayed in 21, could that be down converted to a low cost phone and therefore impact margins and mix?
What we've seen in the past is when they have kind of tweaked around the ASPs, and typically they do that by taking old iPhones and discounting them, keeping them on sale. And what we see is a continued gravitation higher in terms of the ASPs. And so I think that if they do come out with a new form of an SE, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if they do, to me, it feels more like expanding the market. To say that we're dependent on these devices is an understatement, and I think that people recognize that when they're paying up for these products. And so I don't see a kind of, I guess, dollars for dimes handoff if they do come out with a lower price phone.